Good morning all, welcome to the breakfast show. That's right, and today in our Trading with SMARTRobie, we have found a couple of very interesting news that you may have thought about. Let's get on to what we have for you, but definitely just a little bit of an update. And last night we completed our wealth building roadmap. That was for the November 15 and 16, and for those of you who have came, we thank you for your support. And remember some of the sharing that we did yesterday and a little bit of homework they have given to you. So make sure you do those IPS and send it back to us for those of you who's listening here. And for those of you who have not joined us, definitely the December intake for our masterclass is just around the corner, December 3, 4th and 5, and that's the one is going to get you into this big decent of rally if you're going to get it. And besides, we will be covering both the US market as well as the KLSE market. That's where we can increase our opportunity. All right, let's get down to what we have for you this morning, and that's right. And should get down to the first slide for this morning here. That's right, this is the first slide, and we are at the what we call the intermediate. That's right. Now in our intermediate, we'll be looking at the stage 2 shares. Definitely some of those stage 2 shares. We also look at some of the earlier trade idea that we have, which is still running. But of course, let's look at our news roundup this morning. Now news roundup is focusing a lot on property, right? We all know property has pretty much come out with a reopening. Now this news is talking about the many of the public taking advantages of the HOC, home campaign ownership, and we should end at December 31st. Of course, everyone is looking for a little bit of extension going forward in there, because that already spurred many of the property sectors moving earlier. We have seen some of them, SP Sector, and we have seen some Derby, and not even forgetting one of the strongest one was Matrix Property, which have a big so-called land and property in Seremban, if I'm not mistaken, Seremban 2 being the strongest in terms of FA. Okay, so the property sectors are looking into better quarter. As I said before in here, fourth quarter of 2021, as the market closes, a lot of last minute sales, and we all know Malaysian loved all the last minute rushing, and we also seen that also too in many of our talk. Now if you have not followed some of our talk, perhaps you can all go to subscribe to our YouTube channel in there and follow them too in. All right, so let's take a look at what we have on the interesting sector in here. Definitely I just want to look at Matrix, which is the strongest, pays a good dividend here. So switching to a wider chart here, and you can see that's now got to switch back to the KLSE and hitting that. So I'm just going to type in Matrix, hit Matrix, and looking at stock chart, I do believe it is still green pentagon. That's right, it's still green pentagon in here. It does hit the fundamental analyst target price, so maybe that's what explained it couldn't go higher. Now there is so much only property can go because due to the growth that the market is facing, and also looking at the home ownership campaign should end on December 31st. So this is the last minute running here. Also check out the other property like Echo World, SP Sector in your SMARTRobie, and definitely that SMARTRobie usage will be free until 31st of December. All right, so let's take a look at where the we are on our next news headline here. Our next headline is on Dialog. That's right. Now Dialog is weighted by heavy costs and so forth, but it did manage to clock in the first quarter ending 30th of September, dropped to 128 from 146. So in Farley, the oil and gas supplier said that revenue quarter did rose to 505 million for 331 million. Let's take a look at Dialog this morning here, and we all know Dialog, it's really, you can see from here, waiting for a breakout. Let's hit on that one, and chart wise is pretty good. You can see here still green pentagon. We have a lot of support here, you can see from here, right? So this is one of those classic pattern that if Dialog is coming in nicely, and do check out if this is a good dividend stock, perhaps this is actually a good play. You buy getting a dividend, and if the market do break out right now, the green pentagon hasn't come in yet. But of course, if you are intermediate today, these are some of the stocks you want to look at, and definitely if you're a beginner, you might just want to wait for the green pentagon to confirm first. Okay, now we all don't know whether the oil prices might just come crashing down. If they do come crashing down, you will definitely see Dialog going through the same thing too. Let's look at livestock prices here, because they are this morning, and it should be down minus 0.7. And also, we haven't gotten a chance to look at where the KLSE market this morning. Let's take a look by going into our Trade VSA website here. Just another refresh. You can see what are those that we have, and where are we this morning in here. Right, and definitely you can see the KLCI is still really struggling to break through, and it's really not moving anywhere. You can see Hata is down 1%. The big one is Press Metal. Top Glove is 1. Maxis, and it's a bit of nor here nor there, which is about minus 2%. But definitely you can see from just on the right hand side, the technology and the logistic, right? And the logistics are doing pretty well. This is due to the many of the huge order that was seen in worldwide, and also what we saw also US President Biden came in on the infrastructure project and actually went to the California in Long Beach, where they saw a huge backlog of order. And I think that is also experiencing because many of the people now start to do a lot of ordering through the transportation, and that's why we see many of the analysts is looking for a better what we call transportation next quarter coming in, and that's why we are seeing logistics, a lot of the stocks in there. So for those logistics in here, later on we can go on to hot sectors, take a look at all those shares and see which one of them hasn't run yet, and that's the one that you want to be targeting in here. Learn to be smart in here, right? So you want to able to anticipate this kind of big movement. Don't wait until the newspaper tell you, like now what you see, already too late. Okay, so unless you see the chart set up and a little bit of unknown news, that's the one you want to be going in there. All right, definitely there are more things that you can look at. Definitely you can see from our KLCI in here, what we have seen in here, still building up a nice base, double bottom in here. Would we see another green pentagon? That is going to be coming a lot from the banking sector. The banking sector need to do is heavy lifting. Else on top, just on this right hand side here, you're not going to see any green pentagon. Type in there if you agree with me or not. I'd love to hear your comment too. All right, let's move on to our next story here. Is the rental income drives Perak Transit. Now Perak Transit has been very popular among the small time trader in here. Let's look at P Trans. Okay, I better type that in. Okay, P Trans. Yeah, hit this one and hit on the stock chart, stock comment here. Switching to a wider chart, so you can see P-Trans finally let me just take this down. Oh no, okay, it hits a green pentagon. Okay, that's a very nice one in here. Is that a follow through this morning? Of course, P-Trans net profit rose 14.1 on the very good news on the third quarter ending 30th of December, driven by rental income from leasing some commercial area in the terminal to logistic in here. So let's take a look. Where is Perak P-Trans? Oh, definitely we just look at the livestock prices. Should be up this morning. Oh no, it's still hanging there, minus 0.7% in here after registering a green pentagon. So take note of this one here, something you can see the last green pentagon it has, and it did run for almost September to October, 1.5 months in here. Will we see this running if the KLCI were to turn positive? Right, what we want to see in the November and December rally, then we'll see this sort of moving up, right? So let's move on to the next news. Now the next news is on oil and gas FPSO, one of the floating production storage offloading sector for the next 12 months in here. So the market has not fully priced in any material in FSPO contract wind catalyst. So this is a possible in here, which means nothing has been priced yet. So if you look from the, let me just go back to the previous. That's right. Go back to the previous slide here. So you can see UOB has a buy call on Yinsun on sum of parts of 7 ringgit 30 cents. So let's look at Yinsun here. And switching to a wider chart. So if you look at Yinsun this morning in here, the chart again very nicely and a 2-bar reversal. All the oil and gas all are like accumulation waiting for the next big move that you will see on the crude oil prices in here. So $7.60 right now is how much is it? It's only 6 ringgit, so a fair bit of upside for those of you who like Yinsun, like the oil and gas player in here. This is the one you want to be looking at. This one usually classic lah. After the ping here, boom, watch out, okay, watch out, and put that in your alert, okay, for Yinsun. All right, let's move on to our next news is manufacturer cable producer, which is the United Yuli net profit up 56.5% to 7.9 million for the third quarter, and revenue came a bit lower. Yuli has jumped 27 million and also in the green pentagon. Let's take a look at the Yuli ULICOP. Okay, hit that one. And you can see stock chart, stock comment very quickly. Yuli has already turned green pentagon. However, look at the chart here. You got a lot of resistance around the 160 there, and that's what the market is coming in here. This morning, it's likely we have seen some of the charts already drop a bit. Now let's take a look at Yuli Corp, and where is it doing now? It's down minus 1.3%, which is not of a surprise. We have seen a lot of the stocks really tending down in here. Okay, let's look at the next one that we have is moving to the US market. Now we all know US market currently made a new high. It's still in the bull market, has some correction in here. Let's take a look at the US chart on the S&P 500 Robie chart here. And you can see right now we did have recently a red pentagon in here. Now the question is, will it break the 46.25 or it's going to move sideways? Let's take a look. If you get a bit of volume up, and definitely you can see the upthrust that you see on the right hand side, that was the turning point. A lot of time upthrust, if we do break below it and there is a follow through, likelihood we'll see this coming down some more. So take note of this one in here. But right now we are likely to see some market moving, but can US Dow Jones break a bit higher? Now the recent meeting between President Biden and also Xi in the 3-hour virtual meeting has addressed some of the issues, and definitely inflation and the bottleneck that we've seen in the transportation, in the infrastructures would likely to be resolved, right? So is this going to lead to a higher stock market? What is your take? In my personal belief, I think there is likelihood this market will go higher rather than lower, but remember, not all things go in a straight line. So know how to buy on the dips and know what are the setup that will put you in a stronger advantages, okay? So having said that, you can see Tesla is still down last night, minus 1.9%. We do have Neo, Apple is almost unchanged. We have Ford here, AMD, okay, Meli, and Amazon, some of the big gainers. So let's take a look at the next news that we have. Is definitely Apple, and the analysts are reporting that during this Black Friday until Christmas, which is another 1.5 months of buying, and also for the Christmas period, a lot of people are buying. They are reporting that Apple could smash its iPhone holiday sales. And what does it mean? So let's take a look at it right now for Apple. So we can take a look back in here. Apple, AAPL, hit that one. Stock comment. And you can see Apple hasn't turned green pentagon yet, but it does have a CNS. That is a very nice strong CNS, which is a confirmed no supply, which if we're able to hold above that level, you will see the breaking of the 151 level. And remember, seasonality, most US stocks do very well in the December month. So no surprises if it does break, but watch out for that green pentagon coming in for AAPL or Apple share. All right, now let's move over to the Singapore side in here. Stock to watch out for this morning from the business time, but we'll be looking at CDL. Now let's take a look at CDL. So let's go over to the Singapore side and SGX Robie chart, and you can go on to the STI. Now SDI continue since green pentagon, you can see from the right hand side there, continue to move higher. Now base building in here either for another break that what we see also in the US, or it's likely to come down. Again, more likely to rally going forward. It's only the Malaysian one has been left behind. Everything is moving nicely, as I said before, just that Malaysia is not moving, and you still have that Malacca election coming in, which is, you know, many questions, how is the outcome? And that's why our KLCI could not move, even though it is on the December rally here. So right now you have this junction here, 3320, and let's take a look at the CDL, which is the CDL Hospitality, CDL, and you can see J85 hit that one. And you can see stock chart, stock comment, that will take you to a very nice setup. You can see, all right, sideways moving, and this is a setup very similar what we saw for Dialog and also YouTube. They move sideways and then one line change, shoot up, and right now is 1 2. So you want to able to anticipate this kind of CDL on green pentagon, blue trend zone. That's looking very strong going forward. All right, so we've done the free markets in here. Let's move on to our next section. Is definitely on the Pentagon stock gainer stock chart in here. And one of the things we can do is to look at the Trade VSA website here. And going back to we have said here before, and you can see right here we have some of the current big winner is let's take a look at 11 October, 134% return if you have followed green pentagon, and it's a growth stock. All right, let's take a look the second in our chart, Tafit. Tafit is another 68% return on. Okay, let's take a look at Tafit, okay, on the green on the SMARTRobie here, and switch back to SMARTRobie here. I do hope that some of you who have taken some of the green pentagon has taken some profit, or at least run it, and congratulations is timely for those of you who have bought Tafit and letting the profit run. Okay, letting the profit run, you need to have some sort of a system here. And let's take a look at the chart, and you can definitely see Tafit 68%, but yesterday red pentagon is already out. Red pentagon is already out, and not surprised when you see this kind of big long upthrust. And this morning also stock prices will also be down, usually the case on that's right, minus 6.6% in here. So when you have a bit of profit target in here, target it well. Okay, target it well. And so that's where we are looking at. Okay, so that is the option that we've seen so far on Tafik in here. 68% return from the last green pentagon there. All right, let's move on to our next story. Okay, section in here is the stock trade idea that we talked about some time back. So I'm going to bring in our heavyweight, which is our trading wheel plugin. All right, first one on the list, let me just make it a bit smaller, is Pestec. Okay, now Pestec, we went in, the idea came out on the 6th of October, and this is also one of the stocks that we have. We are in the money so far. Okay, 6th of Pestec. So you look at Pestec, we came in on the 6th of October, which is around here. Right, 6th October, of course, if you're gone in green pentagon on the 27th, you got in much better in here. So the market has broke through the ATR stop loss. Okay, so that means we need to exit today. Okay, it broke through the ATR stop loss, you need to exit. And that's how we trade it. Okay, so we don't hang around anymore. We got to exit by the end of the day. But if it does close back on the spring, that's going to be good. Another wash here. So take note. Then let's take a look at Inari. So Inari continued to go up on upthrust. This one looks pretty good. I think at one point Inari is going to go climatic. So continue to run this in here. Penta is also similar. We know, right, just now when we look at the trade BSA, technology and logistics tend to be doing well. And then we have finally Insas, which is the parent company of Insas continue to break high, so that's a 7.7%. Only Pestec, that's the one we need to cut loss. We are still in the money, so we need to take our profit. Inari 8.9, 7.2. You can see Insas continue to be up. But take note, every time when you have this kind of climatic volume, be very, very careful, okay? If it does take out, it's good. If not, take a little bit of profit. And since the green pentagon here, if you had gone in, and that would be around 14% on a nice take here. All right, so those are the stock trader. Now let's take a look at what we have this week for episode 139 is Kim Long. Okay, so let's take a look at Kim Long. Let me just bring in this chart here for intermediate. You need to resize it just nice, and then we can type all our information. Okay, we're going to bring in our chart too, and we're going to look at Kim Long. Kim Long actually came out on the ST2, stage 2 shares. You can see this is Kim Long here, right? And first thing you will notice, there is an overhead resistance here, okay? And now let's look at the weekly chart. It's important to look at the weekly chart. You can see weekly chart finally turning green pentagon. Oh, after so long, green pentagon. Turn green pentagon. Okay, so that's the interesting one. And this is, I believe, it's a play on CPO. Okay, a play on CPO here. And let's look at it on the daily basis. That's why it's important to look at it on the daily basis too. Turn green pentagon on the 12th. 12th of November. Okay, 12th of November here. What else? What else? We have the low support here. And here is turning green pentagon on 12th November. And if you have gone in on the 12th opening, okay, that would be 4%. Okay, so a 4% in here. Important price level. Let's take a look at the important price level. So we will switch on to the KLSE and we will type in Kim Long and looking at the trading plan. So let's look at the trading plan here. So Kim Long has EPS is on the 27, so there's a report. R2 is 87, R3 is 93. I think 93 looks pretty good. Okay, R2, but let's key those in. 0.875. No, that's R1. Okay, just like a 2% in here. But I think it's broken through, right? 875. So right now the closing price is 875, high of 875. Yeah, touch it already. R2 is 0.935. So if you went in on the first green pentagon, you would hit R1. So R2 will be 935. Why is the market moving higher? Because we have volume. Okay, but take note of climatic volume. Okay, climatic volume. On what date was this? This was the 15th of October, 15th November. So usually when you see climatic, right, generally sometimes the market do come back down. But in this case, it opened up and it does look like the earnings, which is coming soon, will be good. So we are doing a bit, just like the same as we saw on Inari. When the earnings is good, the stocks continue to move up. Right, on 2021, okay, low support. So if you want to look at low support, what we do, we go on to the exit strategy. Okay, exit strategy here. And we have S1 and S2. S2 is 78, 79. So we look at 7.5 since we want to look at the weekly. Okay, so weekly support. So if the market were to break through or even test this, this is a time we need to think to sell. All right, we need to think to sell because we want to protect our technical support. Okay, 0.795. Okay, right now is 86. Looks so pretty good. High resistance. We have that one just now. Or you can go further back and look at, wow, look at this one. This is further back, about 96 cents. Okay, 0.96, which is somewhere around here. 95, Yeah, 9/5, 30th of April this year. 9/5 on 30th of April. All right, let's also look at the bullishness. The last time when you have a nice run, this was this period here, you can see, which is again 24 days. All right, 24 days, 1 month, okay? Less than 1 month. All right, so that would lead on to the December runoff that we can get. All right, so that's the trading plan that we have for Kim Long. Okay, some of them are pretty good, like what we did previously on the INSAS, Inari in here, and that's basically how, for those of you who are the intermediate level, want to build a trading plan where you have the support, the resistance, negative, and that way you will not react to your emotion. Time and time again, I said one of the biggest obstacle is people's emotion. Would you agree? Now, if you agree, just type in there. And this is how we want to handle it. And generally, this is what we do in our courses, is to train some of you in here to be a better trader and better investor. Then you will know it. All right. Now, let's move on to our trading portfolio here. So far, we are about 106% return for 2020. That's on the back testing mode in here. On our real money, real testing, we are 12.7. But you can really follow this right now on our investing note portfolio display. All right, so we display it live for everybody to watch and everybody to follow, so they're able to do so. And today we'll be cutting a loss on the PESTEC if the end of the day the market closed below the ATR stop loss. So that is definitely a fixed rule. So how has your portfolio been faring so far in the KLSE? Have you made money? Have you not lost money? Do let us know for that one here. Right, and portfolio tracking episode 134, you can see PESTEC went up to 116, then it started to come down and we have to cut. All right, 1007, then it went up 2001, and this morning go over, this is a QR code that you see here which takes you to investing note. You can check out our portfolio. Let's take a look right now at our portfolio here. Bring it up to you. And you can see all our earlier position there, 1688 right now. You can see PESTEC 1275. It went a bit higher to 22%. Unfortunately, the market do come back down, but luckily Inari come back and rescue. TN Logistics is still pretty much stuck there. And for those of you who want to see what our periods look at the closing, you can see the entry point and study the exit point too. So that's one way you can follow and also study how effectiveness is depending on guidance so far using the fixed rules that we have. We don't make a lot of winners. We do have them, but the winners are good. The losses are small. The biggest loss that we have was about minus 1,100, and this one really sell off in here. A lot of them are small winners, pretty good. We do what we can. As you can say before, the KLCI hasn't been that great bullish. Now, some of you may ask why I didn't beat the benchmark. It's because the benchmark is the KLCI. I have reported this to the investing note, and the GM of investing note is meeting me tomorrow to discuss about it, how we can fix this, because the KLCI, which is the benchmark, is minus 5%, not plus 7%. All right, and if you notice also, the returns that I have so far is 12.69 year-to-date return, okay, which is based on the portfolio of 31,000. This was last updated, was 12.5. So right now we have the computer, and I still don't understand. I need to ask them. Total return is total income earned, dividend plus capital from your denoted in total return is total income earned, dividend plus capital gain in your investment. Yeah, if you add the cash 25,000 plus the stock on hand, should be more, isn't it? Why is this 3.8% return? That is considering low. That is what the amount you get here, right? So it shouldn't be that amount. It should be 13. So this is why I've reported to them, and at least you're able to track it from here onwards. Do go in and follow me, and you're able to find out some of the stocks that I have, and this is how you want to also learn from in here. That's a QR code you can see here. All right, let's look at the this one. We'll just keep it in here. And again, reminder for those of you who are already registered for our December intake, the masterclass will comes in on the December 3rd, 4th and 5th. So if you have not registered yet, please register. And I said before, this is the life-changing seminar that we felt that in terms of your financial goal, we can definitely help you there. We already been helping, especially even last night, the wealth building. I think many of you has been exposed some of the idea and sharing how we can build that $1 million portfolio from you where you are starting in. All right. Okay, and for tonight, our special talk with our special guest, Chef Saham, which is a student of our Trade VSA way back couple years ago. So we will be doing this in bahasa. So malam ini kita cakap lah bahasa lah sikit dengan so kita akan cakap dengan persiapan untuk rally saham pada akhir 2020. We are still anticipating the 2021 rally, which is in December, and what are the sectors you should look for. So make sure malam ini datanglah beramai-ramai ke live FB di Martin TF Wong bersama-sama dengan Chef Saham. Okay, so that is my practice for my bahasa. And thank you for your support all this while, and what we can do is continue to support you like we roll out our Trade VSA 360. Some of you who have used it and great review, but we continue to update it. And last night we know that from our manner here that the show me the money is already back. Okay, so this is the market that we have, and right now we're going to go on to the Apple and Google Play Store, and of course many of you who have been
Google Play Store.
Okay, that's why the phone always does that. So let's look at Google FB, and also if you have not reviewed our stock market apps on Google Play Store and Apple Play Store, do go over there. Some of you may know a lot of the seafood that you see today actually come and learn from me, no? Okay. They actually come to my class, they act like a little nobody, they blah, blah, then they go out, they become seafood themselves. We are the academy that bring out a lot of the greatness, because we train our people very well. We train fund managers, we train remisers in here. They learn from us. So if you are interested in learning, this is the place that you want to be. We are not a place to give stock tips. Having said that, so we try to improve some of the tools that we are having in here, and of course, let's take a look at some of the stocks that you're having. If you have any stocks that you want me to look at, I'll be happy to look into it for you. Any stocks? Okay, if you are from the public, do let me know. Type in the your profession in here. If not, masterclass members, you can do so. Alright, if there is no queries, we will stop here, and join me tonight at 9:30. Alright, with Chef Saham, bersama-sama dengan Chef Saham ini. So don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all the free stock market information, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our educational material. With that, I thank you for coming, and thank you for your support in here. I do hope the last half an hour or 45 minutes has been very beneficial to you. And don't forget to review on our Google Trade VSA review. And thank you for coming again. Bye-bye.